NRECA has this unique position when it comes to advocating for rural broadband because we're all about the consumer. It gives us a standing and a legitimacy in Washington that no one else has.
Leveraging that legitimacy. As momentum builds for rural broadband expansion, billions of dollars are up for grabs. And now, more than ever, electric co-ops are serious contenders for federal funding. This is Livewire. As we start the new year, expanding access to rural broadband remains one of NRECA's top legislative priorities. More than 200 co-ops are offering retail broadband in 39 states, and that's largely thanks to federal loans and grants that NRECA has fought to make available to its members. In this episode, we zero in on 3 of those funding streams, beginning with USDA's Reconnect, which has awarded co-ops more than $340 million.
I've seen this progression where we weren't even allowed at the table to we're now successful in securing federal funds to deploy broadband in areas that need it most. And NRECA was the one that advocated creating Reconnect. Of course, we're very active in Reconnect in terms of how it serves electric co-ops. In fact, we just got USDA to change its rules to make sure minimum speeds are at a real high broadband speed. And more importantly, the funding shows priority to non-for-profit entities like electric cooperatives. We think that really helps our membership.
Electric co-ops also made a strong showing in the first phase of the FCC's Rural Digital Opportunity Fund, or RDOF. 115 co-ops won more than $1.1 billion over 10 years to deploy broadband across 27 states. Despite these wins, some co-ops lost their auction blocks, saying they were boxed out by defensive bidding strategies. North Central Electric in Ohio was one of them.
I put a lot of hope in that this auction would solve the problem finally. And instead of solving the problem, we had people gaming the system. If that money gets into the hand of some of these incumbent providers that take these strategies like what we've seen in RDOF, then my fear is you won't actually see any true broadband in rural areas. So NRECA's role moving ahead to ensure that those actions are known and what happened, and to help prevent them in the future is going to be critical.
We've made a lot of progress on behalf of rural America. There's more work to be done. These programs may not be perfect in the way they're implemented now, but we're in a much better place than we were a few years ago.
In addition to Reconnect and RDOF, the infrastructure bill passed late last year provides co-ops with potentially even more access to broadband funding. The bill includes $42.5 billion for a state-based grant program, as well as an additional $2 billion for the USDA's Reconnect program. NRECA knows the need to invest in broadband hits especially close to home for electric co-ops, and it feels optimistic about co-ops' access to future funding.
We've seen participation by electric cooperatives in various federal grants and loans just explode over the last few years. And the interest in funding rural broadband that takes place in this bipartisan fashion, where Democrats and Republicans all agree that this is an important investment to make in America, that's why we should be optimistic.
For a complete list of NRECA's broadband resources, including fact sheets, planning tools, and key contacts, visit the website you see on your screen. This is Livewire.